What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nasher. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now 202 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because practically 100% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this. What are your guys' thoughts on Alliance Insight, and do you believe that set will have any change into the current 2025 format? Let me know down in the comments below. And speaking of Alliance Insight, today's video we are taking a dive back into Alliance Insight with the final batch of cards that I believe is actually going to be the last batch of cards. It's a whole new set of Mitsurugi cards and a bunch of world premiere cards. Now as a disclaimer, there are a shit ton of cards to talk about. I believe there's like 15 of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's like at least like 15 to like 17 cards to talk about in today's video. So I am not going to waste any time. I'm just going to get straight into it because this could probably be a pretty long video. So be sure to get ready. So first up are the world premiere cards. And the first one up is called Dawn Angel Camby. Again, as a disclaimer, unfortunately, they did not show off the card art for these cards. So unfortunately, I won't be able to show them off. But we will move on from that. But Dawn Angel Camby is a 1-star light fairy with 500 attack, 1800 defense. And the effects read as follow. If you control no monsters, or all monsters, or if all monsters you control are fairy monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Second effect reads, you contribute any number of fairy monsters, including this card, special summon a fairy from your deck, whose level equals the total levels those monsters had on the field. And the final effect reads, you cannot special summon the turn you activate this effect except for fairies. Okay, so their effects are once per turn. So this is perfect for decks like Counter Fairy, and also what's that other one? Oh my god, there was another fairy deck. There was like another fairy deck. I want to say a Shizu tier if the cards were still legal. So this is actually really cool because you can literally just Cyber Dragon this card from your hand and just be able to just special summon a fairy from your deck right off the bat, which is absolutely insane. This card actually, it's pretty cool because this card can actually enable some really interesting link plays, which is absolutely insane. So not too bad, actually, not too bad. Next up we've got Hymnir, the Divine Follower, which is a 9-star light fairy with 2200 attack and defense, and the effects read as follow. You contribute 3 fairy monsters from your hand and or field, set 1 continuous spell from your deck, but send it to the grave during your opponent's end phase. If this card is sent to the grave by card effect, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect once per turn. Again, anytime you have a monster effect that says banish when it leaves the field, you always do one thing: bypass it by using the monster as exceeds material. So the idea would probably be for you to go into a rank 9, which hypothetically speaking, you could go into cards like VFD and number 9 Dyson Sphere, just to name a couple of really weird, weird degenerate cards. So aside from that, I mean, this is basically perfect for what you call it? Excuse me. This is actually perfect for the Ursardic. For the Drytron. This is perfect for the Drytron deck because Drytron can actually do use up quite a few fairy monsters to go into some of their pretty powerful plays, which is really good. And it can also use Archlord Christia, which this card is basically Christia on steroids. So being able to set a random continuous spell to your board is absolutely insane. You could even also use this in the Dark Lord deck, which Dark Lords, they're okay, but they can be pretty bricky to say the very least, which is pretty crazy. Next up, we've got Vingolf's Blessing, which is a continuous spell, and the effects read as follows. When this card is activated, you can send one light fairy from your deck to the grave. Fairy monsters you control gain 100 attack for each fairy on your field and in the graveyard. If this card is sent to the grave, you can target one level 4 or lower fairy monster in your grave and special summon it. You can only use this effect once per turn. You can only activate this card. You can only activate one copy per turn. So you basically have yourself a Fool's Burial and a Tenki. This is basically a Fire Formation Tenki for fairies, which is pretty insane. Really not a whole lot to say about it. I mean, again, it's Tenki on steroids. I mean, you can't. I mean, you really can't go wrong with it. And also, it also gives you a monster reborn whenever this card gets sent to the grave. So if your opponent were to activate a card like say Harpy's Feather Duster, and this card gets blown away by the effect of Duster, you can literally just reborn any 4-star fairy from your grave to your board, and you can just combo off from there, which is pretty insane. There's a note underneath that says Vingolf is one of the homes of the gods, and is specifically cited as the Hall of the Goddesses, and where righteous men and those slain in battle go after death in Norse mythology. All right, nice little history lesson right there. Next up, we've got Aspaskull. Aspaskull? Yeah. We have Aspaskull. Let's see here. 4-star water fish, 300 attack and defense. And the effects read as followed. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon a level 6 or lower fish from your hand in defense, but banish it when it leaves the field. If this card is banished, you can special summon this card in defense. You can only use this effect once per turn. So interestingly enough, when you banish it, you get to bring it back, and it basically gives itself an endless loop where you can banish it, bring it back, send it to the grave, activate activate Monster Reborn to bring it back. Then you can activate Compulse, bounce it back to your hand, normal summon it. It's an endless loop, which is absolutely insane, and it can help further your rank 4 plays in the Shark deck, which is absolutely insane. Next up, we've got Toxic Boxfish, which is a 4-star waterfish synchro with 1800 attack, 800 defense, and requires a tuner and one or more non-tuners. And the effects read as followed. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target a card out of the grave, banish it. If this card is banished, you can target a face-up card your opponent controls, negates effects until the end of the turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. So you basically have Call By and Imperm. It's literally Call By and Imperm, two of the most powerful cards in existence by today's standards, and the crazy thing is, you see those cards still get played to this day, which is insane. And it's weird. It's weird because they were both released in what was it? Flames of Destruction. That was all the way back in like 2018. 2018, so almost 10 years old. Which is insane. Absolutely insane. I will say though, interestingly enough, because that Boxfish is a level 4, you can literally use this to go into your rank 4 plays, which is crazy. So interestingly enough, if this card got banished off of the effect of your opponent's Call By, just let's say, then literally you get to negate one of your opponent's effects. You literally get to imperm one of their monster's effects, and it basically just helps you combo, which is insane. Absolutely crazy, you guys. Absolutely crazy. Next up, we've got Fish and Bids, which is a normal spell, and the effect reads as follows. At the start of your main phase 1, banish one card from your hand. Your opponent can banish 2 cards from their hands. If they do not, you apply this effect. Take 2 fish monsters from your deck and either banish both or send both to the grave. And you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for fish. So interestingly, I know I've said that countless times today, but but what's pretty cool about this is that this forces your opponent's hand. It literally forces their hand completely, and it gives them an option to either banish 2 cards from their hand, or if they prefer not to, then you get to basically just Foolish Burial both of your fish monsters to help combo off. And your opponent doesn't want to do that, but they also don't want to banish 2 cards from their hand as well. So you basically have put them in a crossroads, no pun intended, and it basically forces their hand, which is actually pretty funny, considering the fact that it doesn't say that it's not a once per turn. So hypothetically speaking, if it does say once per turn, that you can only use it once that turn, and you would have to wait until next turn to use it, and then wait another turn to use it, which is pretty funny. Next up, we've got Replic card LAD, which is a 7-star Dark Side Burst with 2500 attack and defense. And the effects read as follows. You can banish one other level 7 or higher monster from your hands, special summon this card from your hand. You can target one face-up monster you control, special summon a monster from your deck with a different name that has 2 or more of the same level, attack and or defense, but it cannot activate its effects this turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. So So here's the crazy thing. This card is a 1-card rank 7 summon. Literally, it is a it's a 1-card rank 7 summon. You literally get to target any excuse me. So hypothetically speaking, you can target this card and bring out 2 level 7 monsters and then overlay them into a rank 7. You can go into cards like Big Eye, cards like number 72 Master of Blades. There's a lot of rank 7s you can go into with this card. And also it's Cyber, so you know damn well that it's going to be crazy. Excuse me. Next up we have Sakura Vendirage. Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Sakura Vendirage, which is a rank 4 Dark Psychic Exceeds with 2000 attack, 2500 defense, and requires 2 level 4 monsters. Excuse me. And the effects read as followed. You can detach 1 material from this card, target a level or rank 4 psychic monster in your grave except this card, special summon it. If a monster is special summoned while this card is in your monster zone, except during the damage step, you can target one other face-up monster on the field. That monster's name becomes Sakura Vendirage until the end phase. You can only use each effect once per turn. Again, it literally can help you go into more plays than you would least expect. And interestingly enough, with the new Thought Ruler Archfiend support that we're getting in Duelist Advance, this card can actually be very, very powerful in a deck like that. So definitely this is definitely one to look out for, because again, it's basically Monster Reborn. It's basically Monster Reborn, and the second effect, in a way, it kind of acts like oh my god, number 8, Heraldic King Genome Heritage, where it basically becomes another copy of itself, if you will, which is pretty insane. And now for the last of the world premiere cards before we get into the Mitsurugi cards, we have Tiki Piece, which is a continuous trap, and the effects read as follow. Special summon this card as an effect monster, which is a 4-star Earth Rock, 1800 attack and defense with the following effect, and this card is also still a trap. As a quick effect, you can pay 800 life points, special summon a continuous trap, except this card from your grave or management as a normal monster, 4-star Earth Rock, 1000 attack and defense, and his name becomes Tiki Piece, even while face down. That card is not treated as a trap. You can only use this effect once per turn. So interestingly enough, you can go into Tiki Curse, Tiki Soul, and you basically have yourself a rank 4 summon, which is crazy. The weird thing is with the trap monsters, they really don't see a whole lot of play unless if they were like in specific decks. You know, like when you look at metal reflex sign, you only see them in god decks and in different variants of like Stallburn decks. And so it's pretty crazy to see that we're getting another like Tiki trap card, which I mean, the Tikis are okay. They're better suited in Duel Links. They're more playable in Duel Links than they are in IRL, but still, it is what it is. But now we move into the Mitsurugi cards, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 brand new Mitsurugi cards, all of which I will be talking about in this video. So without any further ado, let's get down to it. Kicking things off with the Mitsurugi cards, we've got Mitsurugi no Mikoto Aramasa, which is a 4-star dark reptile with 1200 attack, 900 defense, and the effects read as follow. If this card is normal or special summon, or if this card is tributed, you can add 1 Mitsurugi monster from your deck to your hand except this card. If another reptile you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can tribute this card instead. You can only use each effect once per turn. So you're basically protecting your reptiles from being destroyed. And funny enough, the Ogdoadic archetype can abuse the living shit out of this archetype, which is insane. Especially given the fact that you have Snake Rain is still legal, and it's like one of the most forgotten Yu-Gi-Oh cards in existence. I think second to if there was a top 5 of the most forgotten Yu-Gi-Oh cards, top 5 going from 5 to 1 would probably be what? It'd probably be what? Magic Formula. What would be another one? I think if we're talking like floodgates, probably like maybe Zing Zang Hu, which is a really old floodgate for back row. Fiendish Chain is definitely another forgotten card that you really don't see play anymore, unfortunately. I'm trying to think. I think the other 3 that would come to mind probably be like what? Maybe like what? Dark Arm Dragon, Snake Rain, and then what's another one? Oh my god, there was another one. Air Neos, Elemental Hero Air Neos, which, interestingly enough, I still have my copy. If I can find it. Trying to. No, it's not there. This must be it. Yep, here it is. Right here. I actually still and if you guys are curious about my copy of Air Neos as an ulti, I pulled this out of my Strike and Neos Korean box, which, look at that, you guys. It is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. I am planning to get this graded, and unfortunately the file at the time that I opened this, I opened this box, the file kind of got corrupted a little bit, so I had to do a blooper opening, and it wasn't fun, unfortunately. But if you have not checked it out, definitely check it out. I am planning to get this graded at some point. Not sure when though, but it is absolutely beautiful. And this is, again, literally the most forgotten Yu-Gi-Oh card in existence. I think it had a lot to do with some like airline, with some like weird airport airline or something. I don't know. But with that being said, we are going to move on. And again, Snake Rain is in the top 5 of one of the most forgotten Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Second to that. So Mitsurugi Ogdoadic definitely is definitely a deck to definitely look out for. I will say the Mitsurugi cards definitely are gonna play quite the interesting factor going into the set's TCG release, which should be not for another couple months, I think. But this card basically just protects your whole board. It basically protects your monsters from being destroyed by battle or card effect, and it also acts as like a Stratos. So this is your Stratos for the whole deck, which is absolutely insane. Next up, we've got Mitsurugi no Miko, Wusu, which is an 8-star Dark Reptile with 2,000 attack and defense, and the effects read as follow. You can special summon this card from your hand by attributing one other reptile from your hand and one monster your opponent controls. But you cannot special summon nor activate monster effects for the rest of the turn except reptiles. Except for reptiles. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. If this card is tributed, you can discard one card, and if you do, add this card to your hand. So it basically just lets you add itself back to your hand and just special summon over and over again. Perfect for some very hardcore rank 8 plays. So again, be on the lookout for this one. Next up, we've got Ame no Habakiri no Mitsurugi, which is an 8-star Dark Reptile Ritual with 2,400 attack, 1,800 defense, and it says you can Ritual summon this card with Mitsurugi Ritual. And the effects read as follow. Monsters your opponent controls lose 800 attack. You can reveal this card in your hand, special summon one Mitsurugi monster from your deck, then tribute one monster you control. You can only use this effect once per duel. If this card is tributed, you can add one Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand, except this card. Then you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. You basically. So this is basically Monster Reborn on steroids. This is really cool because you can basically because you can literally reveal this card in your hand, bring out Wosu, and then use this card's second effect to special summon itself from your itself from the graveyard, and you basically have yourself a rank 8 summon. It literally is a 2-card combo right there, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Next up, we've got Mitsurugi Mirror, which is a ritual spell, and the effects read as follow. This card can be used to ritual summon any reptile ritual from your hand or grave. You must also tribute reptile monsters from your hand, or feel whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster. If Ame no Murakamu no Mitsurugi, Futso no Mitama no Mitsurugi, or Ame no Hibakiri no Mitsurugi you control is tributed, while this card is in your grave, you can shuffle this card into the deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. This is basically this is the ritual spell. Not much else to say about that. It can help pretty much summon any one of those three, and you're off to the races from there, which is awesome. We have 1, 2, 3 more cards to talk about. And the next one up is Mitsurugi Magatama, which is a quick play spell, and the effect reads as follows. During the main phase, activate one of these effects. Tribute one reptile monster, then target a face-up card your opponent controls, then destroy it. Ritual summon one Mitsurugi ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters you control whose total levels equal or exceed its level. You can only activate this card once per turn. So it's either you pop one of your opponent's monsters, or you ritual summon. So you basically have yourself a second ritual spell just with this card alone, which is really cracked. I will say though, I honestly do believe that Mitsurugi Agdawade, just off of these cards alone, absolutely wild. And I think honestly being able to just ritual summon again, even though you had already ritual summoned during that turn, you can literally, like, hypothetically speaking, your end board could be catastrophically crazy, and it could get to a point where your opponent would have no choice but to scoop, which obviously that's the name, that is the name of the game, is to make your opponent scoop really quickly, really quickly. Next up, we've got Mitsurugi Sacred Boundary, which is a continuous spell, and the effects read as follows. Your opponent cannot target Mitsurugi ritual monster control with the effects of monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck. You can target 4 Mitsurugi cards in your grave, except this card, shuffle them into the deck, then if your opponent controls a monster, make them tribute 1 monster they control. Their choice. You can only use this effect once per turn. It's literally Pot of Avarice. It's literally Pot of Avarice, but better. And instead of drawing cards, your opponent gets to tribute 1 of their cards from their board, which is absolutely correct. This card is essentially a floodgate. Not much else to say about that. And now for the final card of the video, it is known as Mitsurugi Tempest, which is a normal trap, and the effects read as follows. If you have a Mitsurugi ritual spell in your grave, tribute 3 monsters whose original names are Ame no Murakumo no Mitsurugi, Futsu no Mitama no Mitsurugi, and Ame no Hibakiri no Mitsurugi. Make your opponent banish exactly 8 cards from their hand, extra deck, field, and or grave. You can only activate this card once per turn. Literally, it is evenly matched, but better. Literally, that's basically what it is. It is literally evenly matched, but better, and for reptiles. It literally forces your opponent to basically lose resources that they wanted. So what do they do? They would literally have no choice but to imperm. Excuse me. They would literally have to imperm one of your monsters. And if imperm is, and if this card, if Tempest is in the imperm column, Tempest effect gets negated, and they only lose one card. So it basically acts as a 1 for 4, as it literally acts as a 1 for 4 for them. Whereas opposed to you're basically minusing 4 right off the bat. Not only would you lose Tempest, you would also lose the three ritual monsters, which if you have a way to bring them back, then yeah, go for it. But you're gonna lose even more resources off of that. So I will say, looking at the new Mitsurugi cards, I think Ogdoadic Mitsurugi definitely has some potential to come back. We'll have to wait and see. But as far as the world premiere cards go, let's just be real. Every time we get world premiere cards, we know damn well that those cards ain't gonna do shit in the meta. Maybe one or 2 cards. Everything else is bullshit. And I think it's exactly that. Fucking bullshit that the world premiere cards, these effects are good, but the problem is that nobody plays them, and why they don't is beyond me. But we will have to wait for Alliance Insight to get released, and who knows? Maybe these cards will maybe the world premiere cards will see the light of day. Only time will tell. But With that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.